Welcome back to the stream, guys. I've apologized for what just happened, but I believed I turned off my PS4 and it completely, obviously, can cut the stream. That was not my intentions for that to happen. It did happen, unfortunately. So it kind of messed with the stream a little bit. So we're definitely back on stream right now. Practice time is not going to be as it is before because of what just happened because of the live stream. So practice is not going to be the same right now. It's going to be a little bit off because of that. So I'm currently back on the live stream. So sorry for what just happened. So practice got cut down. I don't know if it's going to give me full practice, or is it going to give me practice halfway? If it gives me back to full practice, then we're back to the full video. But if not, then it sucks. So yeah, sorry for the interruption, guys, and sorry I had to delete the video. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. I am hoping it gives me the full practice session back. If not, I think it's about like 30 minutes of a practice session. Let's see. Go to session. Okay, so yeah, guys, it did give me back the full practice session, which is good. So I'm gonna do some drive out, do 6 laps, and then drive
Let's
back.
get a few laps under our belt.
Yep, so it gave me back the full practice session, so you guys didn't really miss much. And yeah, my bad. So yeah, those who were watching before, if you guys want to rejoin, I ended it by accident, but I'm back on. So sorry about that. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Too much is happening right now. I'm trying to figure out my stream. So yeah. I'm gonna do the 6 laps, and then after the 6 laps, I'll definitely get back to you guys, talk to you guys a little bit more. Oh man, this is not what I wanted today, but it's okay. We're good on track, time, but it is okay. At least we got the full practice session back, so you guys can still get a full decent video of it. And yeah, it was better than during the race, because if you joined the race, that would have sucked, but we got it back before that happened. So talk to you guys in a little bit, and I hope you guys enjoy it again. And sorry for the interruption and the inconvenience, guys. let me take a quick mini break right here, guys. Gonna take a quick pause really quick. Give man a little break from what I did before, and hopefully you guys rejoin. I really appreciate you guys if you guys came back. Yeah, that was unfortunate what happened earlier. So, but we're back. We got everything back that I wanted it to be. So with that being said, yeah, let's hop right into it again. So we're gonna do that right now. Had to take a little mini break. I don't know how many guys have rejoined or joined back, but thank you for rejoining. For whoever did, let's head back right on it really quick. I had to take a little break there for a second to really set up my my view of the live stream. So I'm gonna do my 6 laps and then redo what I was doing before. Let some of the time burn out as well too. So I'm gonna do a breakdown. I'm not gonna really. I did a breakdown before with my times, my lap time, but I'm gonna do a breakdown of my I'm going to do a breakdown of my qualified lap times and compare the lap times to the top 3 on the grid. And so, yeah. As of right now, let's go on for that 6th lap. It looks like I might catch some lap time here. Ooh, ooh, whoa. He had a serious luck up that kind of screwed with me right there, which made me lose my lap time. That's the ball. What happened there, brother? Had a serious luck up, my friend. Bro, what is up with this dude, bro? First he had a luck up, now he almost cut me off. Gotta like back out a little bit so I don't really hit him, because the way he's driving right now, he's not even giving me the space to go around him. Wow, I have to really back out of that push. Here's where I'm gonna pass him. Oh wow. Like, he had a serious lockup at the last turn, which made me almost crash into Leclerc. Nah, if he had a lockup, he should have just gone on the runoff area, but he did not do such thing. Well, thanks for rejoining, guys. That was a really stupid lockup moment right there for accident, but it's what it is, man. He kind of hindered me a little bit going through the 6th lap. I'm kind of hindering myself by using my brakes too much, but and guys, drop your comments down below and let me know what you guys want to see for helmet colors. I think I need about roughly 4 to 5 colors, so it could be any like random select colors. Drop them in the comments, or you guys can personally DM me on Instagram. My social should be in the description. Yeah, you guys can DM me there, like a bunch of random, like 5 or 4 random colors, and then I'll pick the helmet and I'll design it, and then whenever I do a race, you guys will see the race helmet with those colors that are on it. Because I'm debating if I should change my helmet for the Montreal Grand Prix, which I feel like I should. But I need colors that represent Canada besides what our national flag looks like, because our national flag is in red and white. I want to know what colors I should implement for that race and for that helmet. Do let me know down in the comments. Ooh, I might have went off a little bit into the extra lap, but that's okay. I'll put
the fastest lap at the moment, 1 minute 31.2.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Yeah, I did an extra lap by accident, guys, just so you guys see. It'll be 7 laps instead. Whoops. I'm gonna let these guys pass me, but after I'm not sure they're not that time. Yeah, I just had to slow down a little bit so they should actually pass me, because I did 8 laps already, so I don't need to be ahead of them and building traffic, so. Alright, we're back in the pits, which is where we were before, the disaster happened. So alright, we're just going to be chilling for a bit, and I'm going to keep it on the screen with the camera so you guys can see who's out on track and who's driving. Put on the driver that I want for now, and then I'll let you guys enjoy flying cars going by. And yeah, I'll hop back in when it drops on like 30 minutes, and I'll do the race strategy and call the evening for practice, and then head right into quality. Enjoy, guys. So yeah, guys, in about a few minutes or so, when the track goes down, around like the 30-minute mark, because right now it's at like 39. So when it drops like around like the 30-minute mark, I'm gonna head back out on track to do the race strategy for the race, and then basically it's gonna be chilling again until qualifiers, which will be like maybe 28 to like 20 minutes like after that, after I finish the race strategy, maybe like 20 minutes, 19 minutes until quali, and then after that we go right from qualifying, all 3 qualifying sessions, then straight into the race, which is 53 laps. It's gonna be a long race, guys, so hope you guys are gonna enjoy. Let me switch. Oh, Max is back out on track. Let me check our track times to be sure where we at. I did a 131.2. He did a 131.3. His first sector was 30. My first sector was 33.3. His was 32.2. Okay, so he's faster than me in the first 2 sectors. Really fast. Like I did a 33.3. He did a 33.2. Second sector, I did a 40.8. He did a 40.4. I'm good on it in the white. I did a 17.1, which is my last sector, which I was faster than him because he did a 17.6. But the gap is only 121 second, which is not so crazy or not so bad. Unlike yesterday's gap for qualifier, brother. The gap was 1 second, man. Not even 1 second, bro. I don't know what the gap was, but like, it was just mad. That's what it was. It was just mad. So far, doing good. Is he still out on track? Yeah, he is just going around for his 3rd lap, I believe. Alright, let me switch back to camera and give you guys even more better view. Here we go. Let's switch it up a little bit. Stay tuned, guys. Right, guys, about this time, let me wait until that time drops a little bit more, around the 28 minute mark, so I can like not waste any more chill time, because I'm just gonna be chilling. Or you know what I might do? For those who joined late, I will head back out on track and drive around for a little bit. So with that being said, let me head out real quick and do this. So we're gonna do this in a flying lap instead of a drive out.
Okay, we need a few solid laps here to help us calculate a good race strategy.
What just happened? I'm gonna have to restart that, guys, because I don't know what just happened, but like I restarted the whole session. You know what? I'm having a really bad day with this game right now. So with that being said, I'm honestly triggered right now. I just restarted the whole session after I went out on track. I went to go reset the program. I restart the whole session. This video's not going very well. Really not going well. So I'm gonna do what I did before. What I usually don't really want to do is skip forward, but I'm doing it right now. And then I do the 6 races after. I'm a bit disappointed right now because this video is not going how I planned it today. First, I had to cut the stream because my PS4 turned off. Now I have to now I'm gonna have to restart whole practice session. Just gonna make the video longer. So, oh man. All right, let's do this race strategy and call it a day.
Okay, give us some good, consistent laps, please. We're looking for good data that we can work into a race strategy.
And those who are wondering why my delta time went back up so fast, this is not a race, it's a practice session, and it is a practice program, so it's not really my actual delta time. My actual delta time is probably a lot different than this. I am running a practice program right now. Whew. That was a very good save, man. That was a seriously good save. That was a seriously good save. Look at it from this way, guys. Wow. Can y'all believe I just drifted it in Japan? See if I can change the view from how I was. Put it in this view right here. Yeah, no, that was definitely a really good save, bro. That honestly would have cost me a whole lap, but and it's on the last one too. I really saved myself there. My reaction time was on point with that save. So okay, I think I got all the points for it because I needed 50 stars. I got 70. I don't mind if I fail the last one.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done. Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
So yeah, guys, that was a bit of a tricky one right there. That was a really tricky save I made right there at that turn. I was gonna lose the whole car if I didn't react fast and think fast, man. But I'm happy with how that turned out. Alright, so I guess we might be just chilling out for a bit, and then after that we're gonna head right into quality because there's about 15 minutes left to go. So hold out for those 15 minutes, guys, and then we're gonna head right into qualifier, and then we should get ready to go into the race. 8 minutes and counting to go, guys. After this 8 minutes is qualifier. I don't even think I'm gonna go back out for any more laps because I did 7 laps. Well, 6 laps actually, and I'm not going back out to do any more laps. So I'm gonna wait until the time finishes off, and then when the time finishes off, I will head into qualifier, and then after qualifier, race. It's gonna be a long race, guys. So stay tuned and hold on there. See you guys in a bit, or in about this case 8 minutes or so. 1 minute and 14 to go. I'm excited for quali. I'm really excited for this quali session. Oh, there's 10 people in the live right now. Hope you guys are enjoying. Hope you guys stay tuned for the qualifying session and the race. There is about 50 something seconds left to go. We're in Japan, guys. Let's do this. And obviously, I'm with Yuki Tsunoda, the only Japanese driver on the Grand Prix grid at the moment. He is currently driving for Red Bull Racing and not Red Bull Visa Cash App RB at the moment. He's driving for Red Bull Racing. Alright, 20 something seconds to go, then we're gonna head right into qualifying. As you guys can see here, qualifying session is next up. 15 seconds. Let's go. I'm excited for this. There we go. And this is currently the end of practice 3. There it is, guys. It's officially over. Time for quali, then the race.
What an incredible practice session. The fun doesn't stop here though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
Alright guys, it's time for the qualifying session. This one's going to be exciting. I need to make it at least P1 or P2. Because if I get to P2, that'd be really awesome right now. Or not P2, let me rephrase that. Make it into P1 would be awesome, so I can start the race on a high note. Alright, let's do it. We starting this one on a high note. First lap in quali has to be downright. But as soon as I start the qualification session, I'm gonna go completely mic quiet, and then after that, after I finish the first lap and I head into the pits, I'm gonna compare my time. So enjoy qualifying, guys. I'm excited for this. I've been waiting for it all afternoon. Hopefully I can get it done and over with, so we can start the race, because the race is gonna be long.
This is a circuit where sometimes you see something truly exceptional behind the wheel. We've seen it from Vettel. We've seen it from Verstappen. It is a remarkable place to watch a car at speed. Welcome to Suzuka. We're qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Alright, here we go. Enjoy the quality session, guys.
here are the top 5 cars as things stand. Gasly, Hamilton, Sargent, Ricciardo and Norris. Okay, so the current fastest lap, 1:32.2. Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
That was a qualified session, man. For Q1. That was brutal. Very brutal. For Q1, yeah. Very, very brutal, man. Wow. I'm gonna try my best to do a little bit better. Let's see how well I did so far. Okay. I did a 130.1 on my second run, I believe. I think it dropped down a little bit more. On the second lap, yeah, my second lap it dropped. I don't know by how much, but it dropped. Because you can see I did a 132.8 and then I did a 40.4. Then I did Q3, I did sector 3 I did a 16.7 while everybody else did 17 point something. The only one time that I'm really like struggled on was the middle sector, which I got a 40.4 and Max got a 40.3. Just a 1 second difference there, but my sector 1 I did very well. Here's Max's time a little bit more clear. Did a 130.5 with a 0.432 gap. That's how many seconds there is. 432 seconds of a gap. He did a 33.073 for first sector, and he did a 40.3, which is a hundred of a second faster than me in sector 2, and then he did a 17.0 in the last sector. And I believe he's coming in right now. Yeah, there he is. He's coming back in the garage just right now. There he is. They just brought him back into the garage. Alright. I think everybody should be off the grid right now. Yeah, everybody's off the track, and we're just waiting for it to go down, and then after it goes down, we will head back out on track. But I don't think I need to head back out on track for improvement lap, because I did my improvement lap on my second run. So I don't think I need it. By the way, who's excited for the race in 1 week? Which is basically not 1 week, so let's say 2 weeks. Because it's not on the 20th, it's on the 20... Is it the 27th, right? Let me double check the F1 dates to be exact. So the race for Spa, oops, my bad, sorry about the mic. Our race for Spa will be the 27th of July, which is in 2 weeks time. So that is what's up with that. So yeah, guys, chill here for a little bit, and you guys come back in like about 4 or 5 minutes, because nobody's on track right now, and the timer's just gonna count on until everybody goes out to do an improvement lap, which I don't think I need one because I did my improvement lap. But stay tuned, guys. So talk to you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, that was the end of Q1. Time to head into Q2. And as you guys can see, I'm at the top of the table above my teammate with a 131.1, and he has a 130.1, he has a 130.5, so the gap is 432. So that's not bad. So let's head right into it. Let's head to Q2. Alright, let's head right into Q2, guys. See you guys at the end of my first lap or second lap. I'm not sure how many laps I might do, but see you guys at the end of my laps. Talk to you guys at the end of my laps, to be exact.
Fuel remaining. Understood. Stopping this lap.
Whoa, guys, that was a really solid qualifier. I did a one. Oops, my bad there, guys. I did a solid 129 there. No, that was a really solid 129 lap. Wasn't expecting to even hit below the marker that low. So now I see like I can actually push the car and drop the time even lower, because the rest of the field did a 128, a 130. I did a 129, and like right now my gap with Landon Norris is like one point, like 1 second. It's literally 1 second. That's crazy. Nah, man, I'm happy with that gap. Let me see. Sector 1 I did a 32.8. Sector 1 I did a 32.8. Ain't no way, bro. I did a 40.1 in sector 2, and I did a 16.7 in sector 3, and Max just did a 1.30, with us having very similar sector 1. He did a 32.8, 61. I did a 32.840. Wow. He dropped the gap to 355 hundredths of a second. So that's crazy. That is absolutely ridiculously crazy. But very good indeed. Yes, indeed. Ah, man, I'm excited for that. That was a good lap. So I'm definitely going back out to do an improvement lap, because obviously I didn't do a very good improvement lap on that. Is that Max? Yeah. Okay, he's coming in, because I'm like, how come those guys are still out on track? Everybody should be in already. There it is. Everybody's parked in their garage. That was one hell of a lap, man. I get happy when I see good laps come together like this. So this is SQ3, right? This is what, Q1 or Q2? Okay, this is Q2. I'm still relevant in Q2, man. I'm P1, I'm on provisional pole as we speak. And for those who didn't watch the Japanese Grand Prix this year, Max Verstappen actually won the Japanese Grand Prix, and other small incidents that happened was that he kept the two fastest cars on track behind him for, I don't remember how many laps, but it was long. And then he also won the race from pole position too. So that was awesome to see. I watched that on F1 TV. For those who are wondering where I watch my races, I pay a subscription for it. And then with that, during practice, Jack Duran, who was driving for Alpine at the time, had a major crash at turn 1 because his DRS sent him right into the wall. Really nasty accident, but he walked out. He's good. Yeah. But hopefully this race goes well. It's gonna be a long race. Long race, man. We should be heading out in a few minutes, because there's about 4 minutes and 13 seconds and counting, or 4 minutes and counting. So you should be seeing cars head out around like the 3 minute and something mark. Not sure when, but you should see cars heading out soon. I really need an improvement lap, man. I need it. I only got an improvement lap in SQ1. There we go. Cars are heading out on track. Time for me to head out as well, right? Alright. Talk to you guys in a bit.
Okay, mate, the last lap time, 1 minute 29.6.
Yeah, guys, I think I pushed the car so much on that first lap. There was nothing for me to even improve on, besides like the first three turns. But there was nothing to improve on in sector 2 or sector 3. Alright. That's Q2. Who's in the top 10 shootout? We have me, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Charles Leclerc, Lance Stroll, George Russell, Carlos Sainz, and Alex Albon. And then who is out would be... All the people who are out would be Lewis Hamilton, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, Kevin Magnussen, and Logan Sargent. See you guys in Q3. Nah, that was exciting. So I'm gonna start Q3 right away as always, and then this is it, man. Last shootout to position on the grid. See you guys in a few. Talk to you guys in a few minutes, and yeah, hopefully this goes well.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Okay, we can take you this lap.
Okay, that was a decent lap. Very, very decent lap. I'll take it. I'm on provisional pole right now as we speak, so let's see what happens. Hopefully this goes my way. Alright, so basically I did, what's my time? I did a 129.3 and the gap is 740 of a second, hundreds of a second. Max did a 132.9 on SQ1, sector 1 I did a 32.7. And wow, I cut him down big time. On sector 2 I did a 39.9, he did a 40.2. On sector 3 times were very close. I did a 16.6, he did a 16.8, but I definitely cut it down a lot. That was a lap. That was indeed a lap. Very fast times, moving pretty darn fast. So yeah, let's see what happens in the next few minutes. I think I might, did I do a second lap? I did 1 lap, so I might go out for an improvement and see. But like I said before, I feel like my improvement is really like, it's in between sector 1, like the first 4 turns or first 5 turns. But it's a bit tricky still. But we'll have to see. So see you guys in about a few minutes. I'm gonna try an improvement lap. I don't know how much time I have, but I'm gonna try this and see what happens. Hopefully there's enough time before I cross the line. Okay, so there's 40 seconds. I have enough time. Let's see how much of an improvement I can do, or if I can even get any improvement on this lap. So let's see. Everybody went out except Verstappen. That's crazy. So as you guys can clearly tell, there is no improvement. I pushed the car so hard on first laps that, wow, there's no more improvements to do. I think I might be the last car on track. But yep, I made it to pole. Pole position is mine for the start of the race, so start of the race is going to happen as soon as I pit, and I usually go right around across the finish line, but I'm going to pit in
Right,
for
let's
this
have
one.
you in at the end of this lap, please.
I see nobody's back yet. But qualifying is officially over, and I took pole position. So, yep, race is basically done. Qualifying is officially done, and, you know, it's race time. So, yep, pole position, baby.
Qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid line up for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Yes, it will. A lot of hard work, but the work was duly needed. Man, look how my rating is. I'm so close to like the 98. So close. So close. So you guys should enjoy the introduction of the track, and then right after the formation lap, come back on mic, and then go quiet for a bit in the race for the race first 3 laps. If anything crazy happens during the race, then you know I'll come back on mic. But if nothing crazy happened, then I will stay off mic. So hopefully, guys, enjoy the qualify session and enjoy the introduction of the Japanese Grand Prix track. Talk to you guys in a little bit.
We come to you today live from the Mai Prefecture in the south of Japan's Honshu Island for a race that has seen so many title deciders through the years, some simple, some controversial, but all contributing to a legacy that makes the Japanese Grand Prix an indispensable stop in any Formula One season. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Henry lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Stroll, Albon, Hamilton, Gasly, Ocon, Magnussen, Sargent, Bottas, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Joe, Hulkenberg, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. We welcome to the commentary box Anthony Davidson. I'm Alex Jakes. We're both looking forward to a really intriguing race today. So they've got lots of team members to get to know, to win over, and to get working for them. How do you go about doing that?
You know, it's new for yourself when you arrive maybe into a new team, or you might be an established driver or a rookie. It doesn't matter. Getting to know a whole group of people, a team that works around you, it's vital to get the best out of each other. And in that return, your performance on track improves as well.
Here we go then. The formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out.
Here we go, guys. This is it.
As the cars come back to the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be
I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Enjoy the race, and any commentary, I'll turn on my mic if anything exciting or crazy happens. So, talk to you guys in a little bit. Enjoy the race, guys.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. leading the pack, that's P1. Car behind is Max. They're on fresh mediums. Pit window will be open in 17 laps time. Pit window opens in 17 laps. And that's 46 laps to go. Okay, mate. Right, we've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the next lap a quick one. You got this.
So guys, as you guys can see, so far I have the lead, and I have the lead by 2.5 seconds, or 2.4 now. The drive is good, a little bit exhausted already, my fingers, but I'm doing well so far. If you guys are enjoying, I'm enjoying it for sure. After going off with a loss from last race, I need a win here.
Great stuff, mate. You hit the target well there. Nice one. There's a long way to go in this race, though, so keep your head down.
Yeah, pit stop is in I don't know how many laps, but I check when I'm going down the second straight. But so far, all is good right now.
You only have to stop once now. One stop left. Your pit window opens in 15 laps time.
Damn, 15 laps, that's a lot to go. It opens at 25 laps. So on my 25th lap, there'll be my in lap, and then 26 is my out lap. And we're already at 10 guys, a lot to go. Stay tuned and hold on. Alright, talk to you guys in a bit.
Right, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy. Your pit window opens in 8 laps time. Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about. Okay, one stop to go, just one stop left in this strategy. Your pit window opens in 5 laps time, 5 laps.
Hey guys, I know I've been off mic for a little bit now. I'm going to be interrupting the session in a few seconds to rest my hands out for a few seconds and I'll hop right back on because it's a bit exhausting on my fingers. But hope you guys are enjoying so far. I'm definitely enjoying. So right about here, I'm going to pause it just to, you know, crack my fingers, stretch my hands a little bit. You know, stuff like that. But hopefully you guys are enjoying so far. I know I am, and I'm just gonna go through this really quick for a second just to give mine a little break. Max and George also had a collision in lap 1, and then in lap 15 Lewis Hamilton is out because he had a mechanical failure, and so far the only person who has pitted is Alex Albon, which he did at lap 17. And I'm about to pit in a few laps time, so hope you guys are enjoying so far, and yeah, stay tuned. The race is going well. It's just extremely tired, and whew, I'm gonna take a drink of water and then hop right back into it. Yeah, it's a very exhausting. So I did a drink of water. I'm getting right back to it, guys. Good, refreshing. All right. All right, let's do it.
Okay, mate, your lap times are all over the place right now. We've got to have consistency. Come on, we can do better than this. We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time. Box, box, we're coming in this lap. Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon. You're in first position, front of the pack. That's Max behind you now. They're on old mediums. Your pit window's now open. Pit window is open. 29 laps to go. Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed. Okay, forget the targets for now. We've got to focus on the pit stop. Okay, let's go now. Come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Max is coming in for his stop. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 4.0 seconds. Okay, mate, we're not using as much fuel as we need to, so let's burn through some more now so that we're not too heavy at the end of the race. You're leading the pack, that's P1. Car behind is Max. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. 24 laps to go. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Yeah, I'm afraid we didn't quite meet our targets there, but don't worry about it. Get your head down and chin up, and let's focus on the rest of this race. Gap to your teammate behind, 4.6 seconds. Okay, some information on Norris. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car. You're in first position, front of the pack. You're leading the pack, that's P1. That's Max behind you now. Okay, they're on fresh hards. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. All right, 16 laps to go. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. You're in first position, front of the pack. Car behind is Max. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 13 laps to go. they're leading the pack. That's P1. That's Max behind you now. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, we're into the last 10 laps now. Okay, mate, lap times are a little erratic at the moment. Let's try and close up the difference between them. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.2 seconds. gap to your teammate behind, 2.9 seconds. Yeah, really good job on hitting that target, mate. Nice work. Still a long way to go, though. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Okay, good job, mate. Really, really
now
well
I'm
done.
pissed
That was a
off.
fantastic drive. Bring it home.
How the fuck did I lose the race at the end like that, too? On the last lap, bro. I'm actually pissed. What the fuck, bro?
He has left the field behind.
Max won twice on me, bro.
Victory for Max Verstappen.
2 back-to-back wins on me right now. Oh man,
And that's 2 wins in a row now, of course.
See,
and it marks
2
the
wins
fact
in a
that
row.
it's not a fluke. So, you know, their heads
I'm
in the right
actually
space.
mad, bro.
What more can we see going forwards?
That's crazy. I'm actually mad, bro.
Here come today's
Wow.
winners. The team at Red Bull
The
have done a
last lap.
phenomenal job recently.
The last corner,
it's clear
bro,
to see
before-
that they've put in the work.
I'm so pissed
They
off.
should be proud of the victory they've secured here.
I thought I had Japan, bro. I really thought I had Japan. He beat me in Australia, now he beat me in Japan. And he actually won this race in real life too. That's what I find crazy. Okay. Wow. I'm shocked right now. I'm shocked and pissed off at the same time. Wow, bro. Nah, that was a piss off.
Been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. Can't wait to see
How the
what's
fuck
next.
did he get fastest lap too? Jesus, man, I'm so pissed. That was a piss off moment, man. Let's check out the highlights and then let's go on and try to forget that end of the race. How did I lose the race at the end, bro? How? I had the whole race, bro, in my hand, and I lost it at the end, on the last lap. Very triggering, man. Very, very, very much triggering. Wow. I'm so triggered, bro. I had 2 spins. On that first spin, I thought I lost it, and then look at the screw up. I want to see where I screwed up. That turn, I thought I screwed it there. But then because it was so close behind me, I had DRS. I caught him. But I want to know where I screwed up, bro, because it's messing with me right now. Jesus, I want to see where I screwed up, because that is beyond messing with me right now. Like, how I go so much laps and screw up on that last lap, bro. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Yeah, I caught him true. I caught him true. Oh, so you tell me it's because of the spin? Why I lost the race? Oh, god damn it, man. Yeah, it's because of the spin why I lost the race. Wow, that's a... Wow, bro, I can't be bothered, bro. Yeah, 2 wins, man. Can't believe I lost to Max 2 times. Well, he is the goated driver, so why am I shocked I lost to him twice? Finish my race start, but I'm gonna lose points in my experience is at 92. I'm gonna lose points in race focus. I lost 55 points again, bro. I lost 55 points again against him in Australia, and I lost another 55 points here, bro. Ah, frustrating, bro. Lost points here, gain some here, gain some here, gain some here. Man, that was a very frustrating end of the race where I spun, bro. I'm so triggering that I spun on that last lap, bro. Not what I expected to happen there. Next race is up. We're going to China. Hopefully China can be a better race than this one was. Oh, I'm heavily disappointed, but what can I do but move on? I'm still the championship leader. That's a good thing, because like if you go into the standings, right? Wow, he's actually beating me. This is crazy. We have 88 points and he's beating me right now because of this. All because of this. 2 races, he beaten me 2 times. He's beaten me in Australia and now in Japan. I came in second both races, bro. Oh, man. And he's 88 points up, so I need to win the next race. If I don't win the next race, I'm gonna lose the championship. I'm gonna do these things after I get off stream. Yeah, nah, man. But for my driver accolade, I'm happy that went up. So tier 3 is gonna start for this one. I need 100 more. I need 100 more race starts for this to finish, and then there goes tier 3. For top 10 finish, I need 2. Literally, I need 2 to finish off tier 3. And for top 5 qualifying, I'm missing 5. I'm still beating him in a rivalry, but we're tied in championship points, bro. And Leclerc, obviously, I'm beating Leclerc, so. But that's what's up, guys. So, thanks for you guys who stayed on, the 6 people who stayed on. I appreciate it and love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed that end of the race. Not how I wanted it to end, but it's okay. It is what it is, man. But I'll definitely see you guys in the next race, which is going to be in China, which hopefully should be tomorrow night. Most definitely tomorrow night. Around the same time, around like 7:50, give or take 7:30. So yeah, man. I'll see you guys then. Have yourself a good night, guys, and see you guys next time. Peace out. And thank you for watching the race.